Welcome back to Calm Corner. I'm Alisa, and I'm here to share a little bit of insights and some tips to cultivate self love in this season. So, Galentine's and Valentine's Day is just right around the corner, and you may be wondering, what can I do to love myself more, to build yourself up for success in terms of being kind to yourself, being more compassionate, being on this growth journey, and perhaps you're on a journey to find love too. So whether you're single or coupled already, this video may offer some insights and tips that could be thought provoking. So the first point here is self love can be anything that really nurtures your mind, body, and spirit. So for me, self love means being kind and gentle to myself. And if you're like me, sometimes the chitter chatter or the self critic sounds or can really be mean and harsh. And one trick that I like to use is just to name that part of you, knowing that that part of you is very much worthy and trying to tell you something. So it could be a silly name, right? It could be something that is meaningful to you, or not so meaningful. So it's completely up to you what you want to name this part that could be really harsh, that inner critic piece that doesn't really stop. And maybe it's resting, right? Maybe it's taking a nap and resting, offering yourself that self love. Maybe it's saying no, which is a complete creating that healthy boundary for yourself and celebrating these small wins that you're able to have those difficult conversations. If you're a recovering people pleaser or an empath like me, it can be really hard to say no to people. But now is the time and season to really prioritize yourself and your well being. You deserve your own love. You are worthy of love and belonging. And, I'm so glad that you're showing up for yourself today. The second point to consider is the freedom and independence that you have during this period of your life. You may have a busy household. Maybe you're just, a superb house manager. Maybe you've been appointed that unwillingly, and you are doing the best that you can to survive each and every day. But you always have a choice. That freedom to pause before you respond, the freedom to choose to not interact or engage with negative comments that are not constructive. You have the power to walk away, right? Or to take a break, to respond when you want to. So care less about other people and, really tune into your heart in this moment. How is your heart feeling, right? What sensation are you feeling? Is there some tightness? Does it feel light and airy? Describe more of the texture, right? Maybe there is a color associated to your heart. So again, using mindfulness to tap into that freedom and independence, really in this stage and phase of your life, you have this freedom, right? To choose differently, to live life differently if you wanted to. The next point I wanted to make is to nurture yourself and to give yourself that gift. Sometimes it's so easy to want others to do something for us. We expect others to just know, and knowing that they are not mind readers, right? Let us not hint and hope here. If you want something, practice active communication, using I statements. I want this, or I would really appreciate this, is really key here in developing a healthy relationship with yourself and others is to practice and hone in your communication skills as a way to nurture yourself and the important relationships around you too. The next point I wanted to make is to really think beyond romance as the only form of love. Friendships could be a form of love, right? Maybe you have a neighborly bond with someone. Maybe you have friends who are of a different generations. Like I once had friends who was in her 90s, right? And I've learned so much from her, and being able to enjoy and walk together in this journey of life. Maybe you have a friend who's younger than you or older than you, all is okay, right? So, knowing that, expand your definition of love. Um, a lot of you may have pets just like me. Yes, you can extend that love towards pets or animals. You can practice metta meditation or this loving kindness and spread this just powerful, positive energy, prayers to those that you know, and strangers that you may not know. So kind of that spreading that healing, positive, loving kindness energy to all beings everywhere. So again, this is something that is within our control that you have the power to tap into. The next point is about growth and self-discovery. You may be gifted with this time and freedom, to be with yourself, and what a blessing, right? To be able to enjoy this sanctuary or tranquility. And yes, there are moments and days or nights that are really hard and lonely to be by yourself, and be consumed with what you don't have. So I also want you to acknowledge that, and that those feelings are valid too. And for growth and self discovery, use this time wisely, right? Maybe you've been curious about what your strengths and talents are. So take this time to follow the breadcrumbs, follow the curiosity you may recall from a previous video. But use this opportunity to really get to know yourself, what you like, what you don't like, what are your non negotiables, what are you willing to put up with, what are red flags in a relationship, in any relationship, what are like pink flags or like somewhat okay. So to understand if you are in a healthy relationship, right? Including with yourself too, and others around you. So knowing that, yeah, you've been gifted with this time, so it's up to you what you are gonna do with it. Whether you're gonna put it towards growth, this mindful growth, evolving, learning about yourself, or self-discovery, or maybe it's the time to just pause and rest, time to prioritize being rather than doing. So share in the comments below which points so far resonate with you. And as always, as I share these points with you, you don't have to do anything with it. I'm happy that you showed up today. Congratulate yourself, be kind to yourself for really showing up today and supporting me, but also supporting yourself to being curious about self-love. And the next point kind of relates to following the curiosity and your growth is to follow joy, right? So looking at what makes your heart happy, what makes you smile or giggle, what is really giving you that genuine, true contentment and happiness. Maybe it's spending that time in nature. And I want to challenge you, maybe the joy piece doesn't need to cost a dime or a yen or baht. And maybe it's more from within. Maybe the inner peace is a way towards joy. So hint hint, If you don't have a mindfulness or a meditation practice, please, please, please start today. I can't tell you enough how truly life changing it's been for me for being able to commit to this mindfulness practice of meditating 30 minutes each day for the past 8 years. So if that's one of the only things you take away from this video is to start your mindfulness and meditation practice, even if it's 3 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day, those count. Those all add up. And when, in the future, you're in a time of high stress or crisis, all the meditation that you practice, right, you have accumulated a certain willpower to be able to discern what to do, what not to do, to be able to act responsively, and being able to be intentional about what you do or not do. So there are countless times where it's been helpful for me to dedicate to my spirituality, but also I've seen direct effects to all areas of my life. So follow joy, and also start your meditation practice. And the last point I want to make is regarding your future, right? So what you do today can really dictate the direction of your future, meaning that I don't want to scare you, but what happened in the past can offer a lot of nuggets and insights into what has shaped you, your background. Maybe there's lessons to be learned there. And also for some of us, a lot of trauma in the past too. So I don't want to negate that, or I don't want to belittle that, but knowing that yes, there is a space and time to really process and learn from the past, but from now moving forward, and this is kind of where coaching comes in, is the focus on the future and what you can do, what is within your control to move you forward towards your ideal role, ideal dream. Maybe you're navigating changes in your life, right? Maybe it's in your life, not your personal life, professional life. Maybe you've just been laid off, or you've ended a relationship. Maybe you've experienced some sort of loss. So knowing that you're not alone, and to seek out that support. And if any of you are interested in learning about personalized support or through coaching, feel free to reach out in the link below. But knowing that there are things that you can do to really take control of your future, to finally be the lead character in your life, because you and your dreams are absolutely worth it. So don't give that up. I understand that maybe you're in a phase right now where you're just trying to survive, right? Just to cover the basic necessities, and that's okay too. And maybe in the future you have time to dream, to imagine a different role or life for you, and to continue to have that hope, and just keep going, keep on going, keep on keeping on. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to comment below which one of the tips that resonated most with you, and which one you plan on chewing a little bit more, letting it digest, and perhaps taking a small, tiny action towards that plan of action, towards that dream of you. Thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful day. Bye.